Hey guys, this is Erkin Fresh, aka Blue Phoenix. It's time to add a piano sound to this track. Kind of old school to have piano in Freeform, but I like the way it sounds, so that's what I'm going to do. So I've got Contact here, and I have from Native Instruments the giant piano. So I'm going to load one of those up if I can find it. Oh, I think I go to libraries. Yeah, that's it. I don't want the cinematic one. I just want the giant. Okay. So the giant's really cool. They actually recorded this on, apparently this piano is like 3 stories tall, so you got some crazy low notes there. It's really quiet right now. Let's turn that up some. Alright, so I just thought it had a really nice sound to it. If you have a piano library of your own, you could plug that in here. If you don't, well, just add your own instrument of some type. I'm going to make that one yellow. Yes, I do know my colors now. So we're off to a start here. I don't know that I necessarily fooled with these knobs much at all. There is a built-in reverb. I'm just going to turn that off. And I'm going to put in my own delay and reverb. So we'll just try these out. Add some space to it. Beautiful. I'm playing this on my computer keyboard. Okay, that's a start. I think we're going to just kind of brighten this up a little bit with an EQ. So let me just get an EQ 8. And one thing, there's a lot of bass frequencies here, and I don't want this to clash with the bass. There's plenty of bass in this track, so let's just grab this and do a shelf here. And in the new Ableton 9, you can actually see the frequencies on here, which is great. So the bass, you know, is hitting around 300 or so. So let's kind of roll it off around there. So lose some of its beef there, but that's okay. And let's just brighten it up some. Let's make this a bell. Just gonna almost had London Bridge falling down there. Alright, so I also used a compressor to just kind of bring the overall volume up. I'm going to save this before I switch it in graph mode. So I've already got this thing already kind of maxed out on volume. Alright, so let's take this here. And there it goes! Who called it? That's right. Alright, so let's not use graph mode. No, I just saved it, so we're good. Seriously. And that would be the second time during this tutorial series that Ableton has crashed. So, you know, third time's a charm. I'll have to crash it again later. No, don't report a crash. So I remember I did max out the volume before crashing. Let's just use the bars here and so kind of even out the volume some. I really do kind of want to squeeze it down. Alright, so that's a start. I'm also going to show you a cool trick here. In Ableton, you've got a velocity plugin. You can throw that on here. And I'm just going to keep hitting the same note and change the out high. And you can tell that it's getting softer. It's not just quieter, it's like I'm hitting the key on the piano lighter. So I like to use that as my effect for bringing the piano up, and I'll show you that later when we do the arrangement. All right, so it's time to kind of program a lane for this, or some notes, I should say. We are in A minor, so I kind of took the chord progression that I had from the lead here. I took the chord progression and I just started kind of playing around with notes. I had something kind of pop into my head. So what I had done, I started with C4, not the explosive kind, and then dropped it to A3, and then it was E3 after that. So let's see here. And I kind of had this melody in my head. Sometimes it takes a little experimentation to try to figure out exactly what those notes were. Whoa. That's a little fast. What am I doing wrong here? Let's see. Okay, these need to be about 4 times as big. So fortunately, I can go in here and just do ×2. All right, so let me expand this loop. It's going to be an 8-bar loop. So it's like da 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 da. I'm just going to put this on fourths. I think I went down here. No. Is this it? Yeah, I think I kind of repeated at this point, so let's just grab these. Okay, and let's see, at the end of that I went to another E3 here. So in the lead we go up to F-A-D, fad. So all I did was I think I took these notes here and I copied them over and I bumped them around so that they used fad. And I think that's all I had. This is F-A-D. It's just that simple. And then bar 7 was F-A-C. F-A-C. F-A. Oop. F-A-C. I think what I did was move all this stuff up. F. Oh, there we go. F-A-C. Is that right? Let's try it out. And I found that this note here, it felt wrong to me, and I decided to just push this up, and it sounded so much better, as you will now hear. That's it. So another thing to be wary of here, because we have control over the velocity here, we really want to go ahead and push the velocity on all of these to the max, because we're going to have control over that on the knob. So it's going to sound like I'm really banging the piano right now. But as you can see, we can adjust the harshness of the note with this velocity knob. I'm going to go ahead and group all these together and assign this to a knob. And you'll notice the sound disappears at 0. So the minimum is too low. So I like to adjust it where we can get the optimal range out of my knob. I wouldn't want to go much lower than that, so we'll do that and then max it. I don't know if I ever want to have it where it's just banging that hard, so I'm going to maybe do about right there. And we can call this velocity. No, that's too boring. Banginess. Okay. Oh, it doesn't fit. Okay. All right, so we can automate that to bring the piano in and out. So it's obviously too loud. Let's bring it right down. That's at maximum banginess, so I think that might still be a little loud. It's pretty good. That sounded pretty good. So if I want to rename this, I could say this Giant Piano. And I might save it into my presets. I actually have a folder called My Presets. And I can just drag this into my instruments now, and I'll always have, I already have one there, so I'm just going to hit cancel. But once you build up your presets like this, you got all the effects chain and everything, it's a good idea to just go ahead and save it, and then next time you start a project, you just say, okay, I want a piano, done. So anyhow, I think that about does it for the piano. That MIDI clip is also in the remix pack. If you want to grab piano A, it's that same MIDI. And although it's dumb because it repeats after 8 bars and it's 16, but whatever. I'll just delete that one. I'll call this piano A. We grab all these and put them in the same line. Same scene, as it's called. There we go. Alright, well that's it for the piano. We're going to add a... in the next tutorial, I'll get started with the vocals, which are pretty darn cool. It makes the track really shine. So I'll get to that in the next lesson. Make sure to save your work, Control S, and I will see you next time.